Okay, so this is how the whole thing went down. I ain't much for flowery talking, but what happened in our quiet little town that needs telling. This new toy shop, the Whimsical Workbench, popped up one misty morning out of nowhere, tucked between the butcher and the old millinery. It was different, you know. Toys looked like they had stories behind them, not your regular plastic noise. Makers from the big box stores. Kids pressed their noses against the glass, yes, wide, hands itching to touch them fine. Crafted soldiers, dolls, and puzzle boxes that seemed almost alive. Mrs. Dowling, the school librarian, was the first whose kid brought home one of the shop's toys. A carved wooden knight with a sword that glinted a bit too bright. Her boy, Timmy, he carried it everywhere, would not shut up about it. But then Timmy started having these nightmares, screaming every night like clockwork. That right there, that was just the start. I'd see the kids lining up at the Whimsical Workbench after school, like ants to a hill. They'd leave clutching their new friends. That's what Mr. Penwick, the shopkeeper, called the toys. Everyone needs a friend, he'd say in a voice that felt like molasses, but ain't quite as sweet. I remember this one time I was walking Bruno, my pup, past the shop around dusk, and I swear on my pa's grave, the toys in the window, they was moving, dancing almost, playing with each other when no one was looking. Made my skin crawl. Now I ain't no collector or expert on toys, but something was off. Then this fellow, a bloke named Gary, showed up, always had a leather satchel, and claimed he knew about these sorts of toys. Said they had history, not the good kind. They was made with intent, a will. More and more, kids clung to the toys, pale with dark circles under their eyes, like they hadn't slept a wink. And the town, it felt darker, like the joy was sucked clean out. Laughter became a rare thing, except for the high-pitched giggles that'd sometimes drift out from the Whimsical Workbench windows late into the night. Things got real queer when Millie Baker, sweet girl, her wits usually about her, started talking to her doll like it was whispering back, promising things. I heard it from her ma, sobbing outside the general store. Kids' minds was turning to mush, and all fingers was pointing to them blasted toys. Then one day, or I guess night, 'cause it happened after the moon was high, the Whimsical Workbench just up and vanished. Poof, coof. Like it was just a bad dream. The storefront stood empty, its insides gutted. All that was left was broken toys scattered across the floor, each with their little grins and lifeless eyes. But the kids, they didn't snap back and sunshine didn't flood the streets again. Town's drained, like we've been wrung out. Kids are still off, quiet, like not playing or running around, just staring at the place where the shop used to be or where the toys once stood, for they broke apart. So there you have it. That's my story. You can believe it or not. I ain't care much. All I know is our lil town ain't never gonna be the same after the Whimsical Workbench came and went, and left nothing but shadows and whispers behind.